Hey Void, how you doing? Keeping kind of consistent lately, aren't I? Good for me. Alright, continuing the way backlog with our Godzilla retrospective. Anyway, finally getting around to getting all my Godzilla reviews out of the way. So, yep, the black sheep of the Godzilla family, the 1998 Godzilla. Okay, this movie was a big deal when I was growing up. Or at least the marketing campaign for it was a big deal. This movie was everywhere. Taco Bell had a sponsorship. They did a bit. And then they had these huge countdown timers. Theaters were selling out in advance. People were thrilled about an American Godzilla. And since it was being done by Roland Emmerich, who was hot off his Independence Day success, people were hopeful. Well, now this movie is not viewed very fondly. I remember going out to see a late night showing of it with my father. Rain was pouring down, watching the film, and the theater lost power, like in the third act. And this is a more than 2-hour movie, so we were already pretty far in, so young me was disappointed. But I didn't hate this movie. Even after sitting down and watching it all through. I didn't. I agree that it didn't feel as much like a Godzilla movie, but I didn't dislike it. I had agreed with the common sentiment that if they'd called this movie anything else, it probably would have gone fine. But, okay, Godzilla. So, pretty much this one, rather than being a dinosaur, he seems to be a marine iguana that's been mutated, and by Fallout, we have Matthew Broderick playing Nick Tatopoulos, who studies how radiation can affect wildlife and cause it to mutate. He's mostly studying worms and how worms have been getting bigger due to radiation in the soil. Well, the army pulls him in and says, take a look at this, when they find giant footprints and some subs that have been destroyed by something very big. And, well, Godzilla, as they call it. One thing I do like is how they named the creature in this one, as some Japanese fishermen call it Godzilla, supposedly it being a legend, and someone mishears it and calls it Godzilla. They actually even have someone comment on it. So that line I did like. He makes his way to New York, seeming to be some sort of spawning ground, and they lose this giant CG monstrosity in New York, in a continually raining New York. So here's some of the flaws that here. The movie is dingy. I get that they're trying to make a kind of environment and having it be constantly raining, but it feels drab. Godzilla, they do make Godzilla very nimble, very agile, which is cool, but the fact that they could just lose him in the city, it makes sense because Godzilla can burrow in this one, but you'd think you would have found these tunnels earlier. Anyway, so they have to find Godzilla, destroy Godzilla, and find Godzilla's nest before a bunch of eggs start hatching. So, I don't dislike Matthew Broderick in general, and his performance in here I thought was fine. He does the awkward scientist very well. I have a soft spot for Jean Reno, so he's always pleasant, though he's just the butt of every French joke possible, so I can't say he's very elegantly used. So, yeah, the creature feels weak compared to Godzilla. But there are some parts that are kind of fun. Them running around from the baby Godzillas is cool, though it's clearly trying to Jurassic Park homage. I do like, and then one thing, I was kind of on board with parodying Siskel and Ebert, who trashed Emmerich's earlier works by having Mayor Ebert with a lookalike playing him and a lookalike for Siskel there. But as Siskel and Ebert themselves put out, you put us in a monster movie and you didn't kill us. they were more offended by that than the fact that he made fun of them by putting them in his movie and just making Ebert seem like a snack food obsessed. Yeah. So, the movie I can't say is very good, but I don't think it deserves a lot of the hate it gets. It's a fun ride, but it isn't. As long as if you don't take it too seriously, it's not a bad thing. It feels more like a Beast from 20,000 Fathoms redo than a Godzilla film. And the changes they make with the burrowing and the kids. Now, the fact that they kind of omit Godzilla's radioactive breath is another thing that I will side-eye a little bit. They more of have him roar and his, like, the pressure seems to ignite something, so I can't tell if they're trying to make it seem like he's breathing fire or if his yelling is just exploding things. I'm not sure what they're trying to do there. For me, I give it 5 MacGuffins. It's fine. It's a time sink. And it's cheesy as hell, but I do kind of enjoy it. That said, it's far... I usually watch an OG Godzilla movie. Even the ones I've given lower MacGuffins to, I'll probably watch more commonly than this one, just because if I feel like watching a Godzilla movie, I'm going to watch a Godzilla movie. But this one, every once in a while, yeah, I'll come back to it. It's not bad. Okay, so I'm prepared to get some hate for actually defending 98 Godzilla a little bit. But I do acknowledge its flaws, but a lot of movies have flaws. That doesn't make it not fun. And as long as you don't take this one seriously, like I said, it's fun. Okay. See you soon, boy.